What's going on, YouTube? It's that same place to be, chilling with Mr. A&E. Back you guys another Raw review for September 28th, 2020. And joining me, first time ever on a Raw review in a while, is not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, the PRIME.
Yeah. So once again, I know, like I said, I tried to get the background on my wife's computer. That it was not masking this out great at all. It was like the Raw logo was going through us and everything. So I said, you know what? I can rely on Prime to have it. So I'm going to deal with the background I got right now on my phone. So we enjoyed the Zoom meeting that we had for Clash of Champions. And the review did pretty good. So I'm like, why not bring this thing to Raw? So instead of me just recording it for you guys and then going to edit, I'm like, let's do a Zoom call, bring in Prime and stuff like that. Also, and we're going to see Monday Night Raw. So was Monday Night Raw a big success? I'm not going to say yeah, but it was better than last week because last week was just atrocious.
Okay.
They
got something to it.
They had something to it. So this week, we bring, well, first of all, Drew, all the legends come out. Ric Flair comes out. Shawn Michaels comes out. And, yeah, those are Hall of Fame. So, and then, Christian and Big Show, they talk about some these four legends and icons. I'm like, it's Christian.
Christian's going in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why you act like he's not.
Christian gonna go in the Hall of Fame though. But look, Christian on the ranks of Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, even the Big Show.
No, he's not. But
exactly.
He's not. Yeah.
So they bring out Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre comes out there to talk to the legends and thank them and all stuff like that. But he is issuing, since now the Randy Orton train is done. Okay. Now he's issuing an open challenge to anybody that he has not faced before in the back to accept his challenge later on tonight. So everybody's trying to figure out who is Drew McIntyre going to go up against, who is it going to be. The person that they did get, I didn't think it was going to be that person, to be honest with you.
But you thought it was going to be Dolph Ziggler?
No, I knew it wasn't going to be Dolph Ziggler. I knew it wasn't going to be Dolph Ziggler. So we start off with an automatic rematch from yesterday of Asuka taking on Zelina Vega for the Raw Women's Championship again, and I
thought they was going to do the WWE thing again for the title. That's what they usually do.
Yeah, well, I was just like, look, Zelina not ready. I'm like, Zelina needs to go up against like some type of jobbers and stuff like that to get herself acclimated to the stuff, and then build her up as credible at least. Because once again, I was like, Asuka's not going to lose, and once again, the match was kind of the same, a little bit shorter than last night. Asuka puts in an Asuka lock, and like she don't let go, or she had caught up in her arms, and then like Zelina Vega, taps out, then passes out, and then Asuka lets her go, and Asuka wins the matchup. And we go to commercial break, and when we come back, Zelina's still in the ring, and Andrade comes out, and Andrade, in his very bad broken English, breaks that and kind of breaks off with Zelina Vega and tries to give a promo. Biggest mistake that was, because
I don't know why he always had these people that can't speak English cut promos. I never understand that.
I don't understand what Vince is trying to do, because he wants everybody to be in that kind of department. But I'm like, Zelina Vega was Andrade's mouthpiece. He really is not. English is not his first language. Same thing with like Nakamura. It's not his first language.
Nakamura, Asuka, even Well,
Asuka has found a way to be entertaining and cut her promos without having to speak English. But everybody hasn't mastered that craft just yet. So I was like, well, now Andrade gonna fall flat on his ass because he got no guards who speaks better English, and he definitely don't got on Zelina Vega because he broke it off with her. So whatever the case may be, I know my daughter's upset that they broke up, but that's what got to be. But right now we're getting ready for a match with Keith Lee. Keith Lee's finally going to be against somebody that's not named Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton. Going up against Andrade here, Keith Lee is like dominating, doing strongman moves against the match, but Andrade is working on the knee, puts Lee in the corner, gives him the double knee, the running double knees, and then as he's sets Keith Lee up, Keith Lee just grabs him, like shoots him right up, and gives him a spirit bomb, and that's it. So Keith Lee picks up the win over Andrade.
I cannot take Keith Lee seriously with this whatever he got. They don't even look like a singlet. Like,
oh yeah, you're right. I'm like, why can't he just wear something without his shirt off?
Which is how we know him always. But
that's how the Vince McMahon body, though. You already know that. Because saying they have with some old Joe and Killian Dane.
But
and Kevin Owens ain't taking off his shirt, so you already know.
Sure. Whatever,
So
man. I just,
backstage,
I just can't get nobody that look like that though. Literally, can you imagine
yeah.
him as the WWE champion with this garb on?
I'm like, he was fine at Survivor Series. Why change him?
Yeah, and Royal Rumble.
And Royal Rumble.
You literally pushed this man almost twice with how big he was and how strong he was, but yet he's too big for you, so you gotta put him in the shirt.
He's all fat. That's what we know. But we can't do that because you know what I'm saying, we are the anti-bullying campaign type thing. Well, whatever.
That's
Drew
disgusting,
Gulak,
though.
yeah, backstage, R-Truth gets a message from one of Akira Tozawa's ninjas that Tozawa got devoured by a shark, and he left him his black belt. But says Tozawa goes and rolls him up, but then the ninja actually turns out to be Drew Gulak, who hits Tozawa and wins the 24/7 championship from him, and then gets attacked by R-Truth and gets rolled up, and R-Truth gets it back. That whole thing wasn't even necessary.
It wasn't, especially when they already
Because
had a scheduled match.
a scheduled triple threat match with them later on in the night. So I'm like, I don't understand it. Aleister Black's in the dark room with his new headband over his eye now, cutting a promo. And as he walks to the back, as he's getting ready for.
Look, Alistair Black only got poked in the eye barely, and he keeps selling this injury, but yet Drew McIntyre got a fractured jaw, and he's back the next week, and Sasha White broke her neck, and she's back the next week. Yeah.
All these injuries, I tell you, Raymond he's still rocking that one eye thing on his mask.
He is, yeah. I guess the people that lost their eye, they keeping that at kayfabe, but yet when you break your neck or you got a fractured jaw, you just come back the next week like nothing happened.
Because it's not good shit. Okay, you know that it's not good stuff. We have Carol's was Aleister Black. Man, they get right up into it. There ain't no locking up. They just start fighting each other, get into it. And like I said, these two got good chemistry. Gonna be a good match. There was one time Aleister Black was laying out on the floor. By the way, he has new music and wearing tights now. Not really feeling it like I was the old Aleister Black, but you know, gotta try something.
I think he started out wearing pants in the first place, and then he went to those tights right before or when he got to WWE.
Gotcha. Kevin Owens is a swanton from the apron to the floor.
I apologize if y'all hear my dogs snoring.
Okay, it's quite all right. And then, you know, it fall right to the floor. All right, Aleister Black, good spot. We're back in the ring. Aleister Black just get wailing on Kevin Owens, and then he indirectly hits the referee with his elbow. And the referee now has a conscience and a backbone, tells the announcer that, hey, Aleister Black's disqualified. Kevin Owens wins the matchup. But as he says that, Kevin Owens hits a stunner on Aleister Black. So good matchup, kind of another DQ finish by WWE in these past weeks, and I'm like, why?
I like the pop-up powerbomb so much that I can't get behind the stunner. Maybe just a me thing.
I know it interests you because I missed the pop-up powerbomb. I missed it. If he hit on Mark Henry, I missed the pop-up powerbomb.
Yes, this is just like that's just him though. Like the stunner is like you think of Stone Cold instantly, but like the pop-up powerbomb is a good move, and it's a good move for Kevin Owens, and it's Kevin Owens' move. So, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. And I swear I do miss it. Even playing 2K the other day, I was like, oh man, I remember just bouncing off the ropes and popping somebody up and then powerbomb. Oh man, it was just great. Jerry the King Lawler is the host King's Court. And I'm like,
why do they still bring Jerry back? Why did they still bring him back? And why do JR still got a job? I don't know, but sure.
Oh, but we seen Ric Flair later on the night with Shawn Michaels, Big Show, and Christian playing cards literally all night long. So the whole Mysterio family is on King's Court. They're not talking about, you know, if that's Mysterio's daughter, and they're talking about when you said that she doesn't know her business. She walked off, and she talked to Murphy. I'm like, if she's a teenager, why is
First of all,
why is that big business?
First of all,
okay.
I don't know if it was Alexa Bliss that said this or if it was somebody else that was like, why is it so believable for a WWE superstar to be talking to an underage teenager almost? And then they put, oh wait.
Oh snap!
I don't know if that was Alexa, but Alexa, I don't know if she deleted it or not, but she was like, yeah, I try to say one thing about my ex and everybody just attacks me. So yeah, that was a good one though. I ain't gonna even lie.
That was a sick bird right there. That was a sick bird right there. I liked it though. I actually kind of liked that. So Jeff Ross goes over the screen and says, "Look, I'm letting you guys know that God, what's her name, Aaliyah?
Yeah,
yeah, has not been being straight with you." And he has Murphy's phone, and then he showed the texts of how Stephon said you even got a birthday in them DMs. I was like,
all right. That's how you talk. He had a birthday, all right.
Yeah, I was like, man, go to your pregnant wife, man. Go to your pregnant wife.
I still don't. Are they insinuating that Murphy and the Mysterio daughter is like
talking? Like, don't do this. Don't. And I'm like, why even do it? So then she gets all embarrassed.
Can she believe be 21st? Last year, Jared the King Lawler called Dominic a teenager. Dominic was like, what, 26, 24?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, he's definitely older than a teenager. Definitely older than a teenager. So,
but yeah, as soon as she gets a teenager, she got to be in this kind of story.
Right. She walks to the back, but still trying to struggle to get to the room to go back to call Leah. So there's obviously something that's going on. But we get an impromptu match between Murphy and Dominic, because backstage Dominic goes and attacks Murphy backstage after Murphy gets Seth Rollins' face for taking his phone. Then we Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke debut on Monday Night Raw. They're promoting the draft that's coming up, which is not going to mean nothing. Going up against Lana and Natalya, who believe that Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax should be stripped of the Women's Tag Team Championship because since they're celebrities, they should be the champions. Well, not the case here. This matchup, I didn't try to turn Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke into a tag team. It's not going to work. Mandy Rose hits a bad running knee on Lana because she ain't taking it right and picks up the win here because she knows what happened. Lana's not going to win a match as long as Miro is at AEW.
They broke up a very good team for no reason to have them be put back together, to then make another team. What are they doing? I don't know. I don't understand.
Neither do I. It needs to be fire and desire, but Sony got to deal with some other things right now. Triple threat match for the 24/7 championship. R-Truth taking on Akira Tozawa versus Drew Gulak. This match actually went about 4 or 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, they're actually trying to get some wrestling in. There was one point they was doing a double arm bar to not arm bar, where they had their forearm resting on R-Truth's shoulders. That was a long lock, but then Drew Gulak puts R-Truth in a Dragon Sleeper. Akira Tozawa goes from the top and gives Drew Gulak a falling senton, and then R-Truth pulls out the hat rack crack from K Quit days onto Akira Tozawa, and then he pins.
I thought he did the attitude adjustment.
He did that to the what?
The attitude adjustment.
Oh yeah, he did an attitude adjustment to Drew Gulak on Akira Tozawa and wins the matchup. Give R-Truth a seriously. Give R-Truth Cena at WrestleMania.
I don't think it's gonna be at WrestleMania if they do. I think they have a segment at most.
I mean, that'd be cool. But I mean, like, Cena ain't doing that. I'm like, I ain't saying you gotta put Truth over, but just
that's the point. He's not doing nothing. He don't want to come out his bed to have a match. He said, he probably gonna be like The Rock. If I come, I'm gonna just do a segment and that's it for now on.
Look, The Rock's so high right now. The Rock is even about to induct Kid Shamrock to the Hall of Fame.
Hey, The Rock making his TNA debut in 2020.
Yo, what's happening with this year right now? We'll talk about that next week on the podcast. All this news came after we recorded 157 of No Gimmicks Needed. So we're going to talk about that next week on the podcast as well. So when you thought that they was going to split away, they don't. 6-man tag team matchup. We got the Hurt Business taking on Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, and Apollo Crews. It's a regular 6-man tag team matchup. Nothing special. There's no heat between them two anymore because they kind of sucked it all out. Mustafa Ali came back and nobody acted surprised. Now that he's been missing.
And then they sent Cedric to boot camp.
Yeah. So I guess the boot camp is called the COVID camp. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It probably makes sense. Like he probably sick too. So Mustafa Ali hits the 450 on MVP, picks up the win, and so they win the matchup. Whoop-de-doo. Uh, Dominic and Murphy are next up to have the matchup. I thought it was gonna be a little bit later, but they actually end up having it now. Usual matchup. It's not a street fight or anything. Dominic is only here for this Seth Rollins storyline. Once this thing is over, because I think they already squeezed this well dry. I'm like, put him in NXT because there's no reason for him to be on Raw. He's not on that level to be on Raw.
I know Mysterio's like a typical dad. He's like, I'm so proud of you. His son loses every week.
Every week.
I'm like, can you just get one win or something?
I mean, he did get that win on Murphy in that street fight. Remember when Murphy gave up? They just all wailed on his ass. Which don't make sense. Like, she wailed on Murphy, and then Murphy called her, I'm sorry. She told her, oh, like, are you serious? But she's outside, and she's trying to tell Dominic, that's not, Murphy's not like Seth. Murphy's not like Seth. He's like, get out of here. But then Murphy rolls him up with the tights, and then he loses the matchup. Dominic's obviously pissed, and then Aaliyah just slaps Dominic and walks off. I'm like, here we go.
I just can't believe this is what Rey Mysterio let his kids become involved in the business for.
Yeah. So
he probably is that you think that's a part of that agreement that he had?
Has to be to push
when he didn't have a contract. So they was like, all right, you know what? I don't have a contract. You can have my wife and my kids on your shows, all your shows until I get money or something.
Until I get what I want. So last week we had, well, not last week, 2 weeks ago, we had the strongest. So now this week we got the fastest. Bianca Belair thing. So now she is about to run track with all these people that are clearly not track runners. Okay? I'm like, look, I never ran track. My wife used to run track. And there's a certain kind of track body that you have. Like Bianca Belair, she ran track. She has that track body. Yeah. And I'm sitting looking at her like the girl in the black is too thick. Homeboy who looked like a combination of Kofi and Swerve Scott in the yellow. I said, these ain't runners. Okay, so it'd be different if they put somebody who look like they can run track on there. So she beats them, then each person starting to leave when they're trying to get beat, and then at the end she puts the little hurdles up.
Yeah, that's disrespectful though.
I'm about to say the running against this guy, she put the hurdles up and still dusted this fool. And I'm just like, well, that's the fastest. So we still got the smartest and the toughest to go through of these vignettes trying to build a Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair has been on the main roster since February. Why are we still getting promo packages for her? Just put her on TV.
I don't understand why we're still getting vignettes also, but the thing is, I mean, the vignettes cool. It's all right, but I'm saying, but still, I'm like, do that before she came. Now she's already come. I'm like, y'all keep recycling the Selena Vega thing for Asuka. Y'all got Asuka battling Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm like, you could put Bianca Belair in these storylines. Yeah, she only helped Ruby Riott out, but I'm like, she is great at what she does, and I'm like, y'all gotta put her out there and give her a chance.
But the thing is, how do we not know who she? For one, she like dominated the Royal Rumble this year. She's already in NXT. It's like
exactly
what is going on? Like, I don't. Is it not that she can wrestle? Because she can obviously wrestle. Is it not that she can't talk? She can obviously talk. She might need to improve a little bit, but she can still hold her own. Like, I don't understand what the issue is.
I don't either. It's a waste of talent. Speaking of waste of talent, we have a vignette showing the Retribution's destruction. And I'm looking back at this, I'm like, so y'all show off the destruction of Retribution and y'all sign them the contracts. None of this is making it any better.
And then they all about this wreckage and we just gonna destroy everything, but then they're brand exclusive. So like,
Exactly. Right. That made no sense. And on top
did they say that they was on hiatus?
Yeah, I was about to say, on top of all that, you guys to note that all 5 members are not there. We're wondering why. Did somebody test positive? I'm just saying. People, for some reason, they don't like to reveal if COVID happened. I mean, if you got sick, you got sick. Stay home.
I think they said all 5 members have come in contact with it, but I don't think they got it. They just came in contact with somebody. Maybe like their friend or like their
they was probably all at the NXT party.
Probably.
They was probably all at the NXT party.
Side note, I'm surprised that Shotzi Blackheart again. She don't went to Disney World like every single day this week or last week. Surprise, but
y'all got it down there in Florida. I heard your governor is saying he wants a full opening of Florida.
He said he don't care. Just let me get money, please. That's what he said.
And he don't care. I'm like, well, God, I mean, man, this was terrible.
The WrestleMania was supposed to come here. We were supposed to get paid, but that ain't come. So we don't got no money left. I don't know what he's
whatever, man. I'm just. And y'all had one of the highest death rates also. I'm like, God. But anyway, so Dolph Ziggler says to Adam Pearce, I got somebody that can face Drew McIntyre. He said, Dolph, you already lost to him. You're not getting another shot. I'm like, thank you for continuity. He said, no, it's not me, but I got somebody. And so
are they making Adam Pearce a GM?
That's what it's looking like. He's like he getting that GM role.
It's like him and Pat Buck, the other dude. It's like both of them are just on TV and they don't even like specify who they are. Just people in the office.
That's probably exactly what it is.
Because Adam Pearce has been there though. He's like at least since 2017 when Kevin Owens beat up Vince, he was there.
Yeah.
But now they just don't. They don't even they don't acknowledge who he is or anybody. He's in the office. He's just Adam Pearce, this random dude. So
that's crazy. Well,
when the draft come up,
the main event we got is Drew McIntyre going up against the returning Robert Roode. Glorious. He's back. He got the new slick back hair going on.
I hope he's not getting that mullet back. I didn't mind him in the mullet when he was a teenager, but like when he cut it and got the short hair was so much more of a glorious Robert Roode type of thing. I was like, he should.
Well, he looks good, and they actually had him and Drew McIntyre had a pretty decent matchup. Dolph Ziggler was outside at ringside. Drew McIntyre even brings on Ziggler in at the ring before Robert Roode gives him a chop block.
So are they a tag team again, by the way?
They probably are.
But like, it's just so weird. Dolph won tag team championships with both of them in like the past year, but it don't even seem like it.
It don't. This year don't even seem like this year. Drew does that move from while he was on top. He sits up and tosses Roode off the top rope. Very impressive stuff. Roode keeps working on the legs, and even when McIntyre does a kip up, it shows that his legs is hurting him. And he hits the glorious DDT, and it is a pretty near fall. That Bobby Roode's going to get that championship. He tries to go for it again, bounces Roode off the ropes, Claymore kick, and then Roode loses to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre retains his WWE championship. Good to see Robert Roode back, and that was we're not done yet. I thought it was the end. We got 4 minutes left. So what happens? Before I get into that, did you like the main event?
Main event was cool. Actually, it did kind of fool me too with the DDT. Because I thought how would that would build up Robert Roode a lot for him to just come in. Nobody remembers him or like he wasn't at the top when he left and then comes in and wins championship. I thought that would be good, but then I thought they are building up Drew McIntyre as well to be this dominant person, so I guess we have to wait till like a Brock Lesnar or somebody come back. I don't know. At this point, I don't know who's gonna beat McIntyre.
Yeah, I don't know what to play. If it wasn't Orton, I was like, I don't know what it's gonna be. So speaking of Orton, there is a janitor with a hoodie and a mask on that's wheeling this cart up, but then he pulls out a chair. He walks to the door and hears the legends talking, and I'm like. He pulls the mask and everything off, and you see it's Randy Orton. He's going to get his revenge on the legends for what happened last night. Then he puts on these night vision goggles like Splinter Cell, and I'm like, what's happening? He goes into the room, and they all see him. He turns off the light, and then you just hear rummage.
They see him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be much cooler if he just put the goggles in, went in there, and then cut the lights off? Like, hurry up and cut the lights off. Not come in slow. Everybody look at me. All right, now I'm going to turn the lights off.
I would like it if he did like the radio did. Like he cracked the door and then he stuck his hand in there.
Slid his hand in there. Okay, yeah.
Turn the lights off and then go in there like, oh my God, what's going on? And first of all, all we hear is rummaging, and I'm sitting there looking like, okay, everybody, take your spots on the floor. Take your spot. Help me turn everything over. Take your spots on the floor. We heard no screaming. We didn't hear no.
I'm surprised we hear playing. Yeah.
We didn't hear none of that. We didn't hear no Big Show. Rah! We heard nothing. We heard no fight back. But you know what we did get though? Shawn Michaels selling.
Yes. He must have heard everybody talking about him selling, so he said, "All right, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell on top of this chair, leaning on this other chair."
This man, he went from not selling to going to Family Guy selling. Like he was on the chair, the leg and the arm was hanging off and everything. I'm just like, yo. Ric Flair was just down there. I'm like, I know he didn't Ric Flair. And then you see Christian down and Big Show's just like,
I mean, I really know Big Show down. Big Show's like not even like out, knocked out. He just like, what just happened? Basically, that's what Big Show.
Exactly.
He's like, what?
I'm like, if he did that and then slowly opened the door and kind of like went back in there, and then when he revealed it was Randy Orton, because he did something at that time, people would have thought it was a Retribution member, because it almost looked like that a little bit.
Okay.
And then if he opened the door, slid in, turned the lights off with the chair, beat them all down, and then came in and came out the door, and then you
honestly, I probably would have liked if he would have kept the mask on, and even when he came out, kept it on, and then like maybe next week try to see who did it or something. Or
all of I think it's gonna be cool. So just walking in there, and be like, "Yo, lights on." Look, it came in the door. It was just like this, yo. And then it shut the lights off, and I was like, "Wait a minute, go whoop his ass. It's for y'all." At least you get Shawn Michaels get a kick in or something. But
yeah, Christian probably the fastest one out of all them. I'd probably say
Christian was helping him flip the tables over.
I'm pretty sure.
And knocking the shit down. But that was right. Then Randy Orton comes back out, goes back to the car, and then
okay, just real quick. How long do you think it took Ric Flair to get on the ground and lay down? How long do you think it took him to kneel down?
That whole 2 minutes and 11 seconds it took for him. He sat there, grabbed that. I'm pretty sure Randy Orton went over there and helped place him down the floor.
That's funny.
Because I know it took a while. I know it took a while for him to do that. So he goes back to the car, and then you just see everybody, like all the Adam Pearce and all the security must have heard this from way back over there. Mm-hmm. Runs, he just points like it's right there. Like, does that not make you suspicious? Random.
He got the mask on. Yeah, the cleaning guy. You're like, okay, I heard something in there.
And just walks away. I'm like, okay, but I didn't have too much of a problem with the segment. So that was Raw tonight. So what is your opinion of Monday Night Raw tonight?
I guess a pass. It was solid. It was for the parts I've seen. It was okay. It wasn't the worst Raw ever for a change, so that's good.
Yeah, no, that was definitely last week. It's a step up from last week. It's a very, very, very low pass to me, only because I got to see Robert Roode come back. The radio thing was cool. Kevin Owens.
Trust me, next week is gonna be a fail. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what's gonna happen. I'm betting on the fail.
I bet. Well, that's probably when Bianca Belair proves that she's the toughest. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the EST of WWE. So that's our Raw review tonight. Make sure you post in the comments down below. How did you guys feel about Monday Night Raw? Hit that like button if you guys enjoy our review of Raw. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios for more WWE content right here on Miracle Studios. So once again, this is NC, the place to be. Chill, showing Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders in prime time.
All right, y'all, it's being real.
And before there's no time limit. Okay, and the Nerd Coalition is out.